Let's get a 50-minute class using the short box the entire class. You're going to need a magic circle. If you have an ab mat and a head box from Balance Buddy, please grab those. They are a game changer when it comes to my short box stretch series, especially if you're like me and you have any spine injuries. So it's really offers support. I am going to put the head box on, short box up against it. You're going to notice I've got at least 3 to 4 finger distance away, and that's so the head box doesn't jump off. I'm going to place the ab mat on with the thickest side closest to the short box. If you have my 3 or 5 inch spine arcs that are available on the website, you can use you can use those too for a deeper stretch. We're going to start using the magic circle both on the frame and on the floor if you have that flexibility. It offers some nice support as well. We're going to do some rotational stretches, so do what feels good and don't go too far. Always remember to enjoy it, but know the difference between a stretch and a strain. So let's go ahead and get started. Keeping it nice and simple, we're going to hang the leg over the box edge to start with. We're going to later put it behind the knee, but we're going to start here and put one foot under the roll strap. If you have the Revo bar where you can gear it out to where it feels that you can get your legs straight. So for me, it's geared out 1. If you don't have that option, you may need to keep the knee bent so you are going to stay stable. So I'm going to make sure I'm not too much on the arc. So I want to be pretty well situated right there. And I'm going to take my magic circle and I'm just going to get myself set. Now I've got a nice light pressure. I've got to make sure I'm balanced. I don't want the magic circle falling off. And I'm just going to lower myself down, pressing lightly and stretch. So I've got 2 support systems here. Number 1, I've got the arc, and number 2, I've got that magic circle to support the shoulder. It's going to take some getting used to make sure you're stable in that shoulder and keeping that arc or keeping the magic circle from falling over. Let's do one more. Now let's hold the stretch and lightly press the arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's slowly come up. I'm going to bend the knee to bring myself back, leveraging myself with my legs instead of my lower back. Let's go ahead and do that on the other side. Hang the leg over the box. Adjust yourself according. Get yourself set up. Light press in the arm and stretch the arm over and back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just press for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing to come up, pull the knee in, and leverage yourself with your legs. Now, there's all different options you can do. You can hold it, you can press it, you can pulse it, whatever feels good. Now I'm going to take the leg behind, the foot behind the knee, so I'm getting a little bit more locked in there. And I'm going to put the magic circle on the ground. So I've got this support, and the reason why I like using the magic circle is just that light press is going to really turn my lat on. And I find that when I do press, I get a much greater stretch through this side of my body. So get yourself situated and just lightly press the arm down for 5, 4, 3, 2, press and hold, and arm for 5. Keep that press in the ring. 4, 3. Keeping that press in the ring, the shoulders active. 2. And last 1. Bring the hand up to the frame, press up with the arm, pull in with the knee. Now, I like to come up that way because I don't want to be using my lower back to bring me up after I've just stretched it. We all have our own rules and the way we like to do things. Because I have scoliosis and I've got a back injury, if I'm going to do a deep stretch, I do not want to pull in to lift up. Now, that's not to say when we get to the strength portion of this, and you'll see how I come up then. But as far as just kind of warming things up and getting a stretch, we've got the hand now on the other side down. I've got a nice stretch. I'm being supported by the ab mat and head box setup. My right hand is on the floor, hand is on the hip, and pressing down with the arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, press and hold, and sweep the arm out for 5, and back. Keep that arm active. 4, and back. 3, last 2, stabilizing that right arm that's pressing in the ring, and 1. So I'm going to hand this off the ring to my left, right hand on the frame, press, and then pull the knee in to come up. Let's go back and let's get a little deeper in the stretch. So same foot position, getting that nice length through my spine. Arm is out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see about not only reaching the arm out, but lightly pressing the whole time. Arm is over, so my left arm is pressing. Now, let me just show you, if this needs to come on more, or if your limb length is shorter than mine, you can always take the headrest down. That's going to let you get closer to the ground. So adjust this according, because we don't want it pinching in your ribs. So get yourself set. Adjust your body so it's not rotated to the ground, it's out. So I almost think the lower pec almost looks up slightly, and that's going to really get a great stretch. I've got that nice light press. I'm going to take my arm over, and then I'm going to rotate and then come back. So I'm going to rotate up and rotate down. The whole time, having that light pressure into that ring helps to stabilize me so I don't roll off. And let's do for 10 of those. So there's 3. Keeping that pressure in the ring. 4. Also with my scoliosis, when I do rotation, if one side is not active, I don't actually get that deep stretch. So by keeping this hand pressing down during the rotation, I'm supported on both sides. I've got that stretch on one and the support on the other. All right, so hand it off. Place the hand on the frame, push up. Once the arm is straight, pull the knee in to leverage yourself up with your leg and hips as opposed to your back. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Hand is down. Adjust your body according. Get that nice stretch. Support. Get that arm pressing. Take that left arm out. And then rotate to the ground. And rotate to the ceiling. Keep that right arm pressing. Rotate to the ground. And then back to the ceiling for 3. 2. 1. Rotate, finish, chest to ceiling. Hand and ring in the left hand, right arm pushes us up, knee pulls us in. All right, so let's go back. Get yourself stretched over nice and long. What we're going to do is we're going to now, if you can touch the ground, that's great. If not, please put it on the frame. I'm going to do it on the frame, but some people like to really reach the arm down and get a deeper stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this ring to what's on my hip, and I'm going to press my arm, okay? So I've got this Latin pec. Be very careful that you're not pushing and elevating the shoulder. So what gets my pressure at my hand is actually my lats and pecs. So now I'm turned on this side, and then this is here for support. And I'm going to press and lift with both hands. Right hand pushes, left hand pushes. Back down. Keep that tension. Adjust this higher or lower so it doesn't slip out. So my lats and pecs are on my right, and then press up. Let's do 10 of those. For 10, up. 9, up. Both hands are supporting. 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep your spine long. 4, 3. Light press on both arms. 2. Last one. Hold it up. And light pulses on the right hand into the ring. Chest strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knee pulls in. Let's do that on the other side. Get yourself set. One hand is on the frame. The other ring is on the thigh. Make sure you get it adjusted. Arm is pressing. Go ahead and press that arm. Make sure it's nice and stable. And let's press with both for 5, 4, 3, 2. I think we did 10 on the other side, sorry. And 5. 5 more. 5, 4, 3. Keep your chest long. Really lifted and long through the spine. Last one. Press and hold. And then press your left arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull in and sit up. Let's go back. What I want to do is put the ring down. Now, if you cannot reach, you need to adjust. You can always put a moon box or a yoga block if you're on the taller reformers like I am. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my breastbone center, and then I'm going to rotate. Left hand is on the frame, right hand is down. So I'm going to slowly lower myself down in that stretch, trying to keep my breastbone center. And I'm going to simply press down into the ring with my right arm for 5, 4, pushing straight down, 3, 2, 1. Press and hold and pulse it with the abs down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's go to the other side. 5 arm presses and 5 ab presses. So rotate back to the other side. Right hand is on the frame. This is a bit of a challenge for my Scully side. That's why I love the ring. It's really supportive. Lowering myself down, shoulder out of the ear on the right. Even on that headrest with my body, organized shoulders, and press down with the arm for 5, push. When you push, you should feel your back really stretch. 4, push as hard as you can. 3, push. 2, push. 1, push. Hold that push with the arm. Keep the shoulder on. Lift and lower with the abs for 5. Try to really push down into the ring with the abs instead of the arm. 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up. I'm going to do that one more time, and we'll take the rep range up to 10. So why do I use the ring in the short box series and the prop setup? Because way too many times I would be doing the lower lifts or rotations unsupported. My back went out on me, and I need to build the strength. Plus, just like when you're using the chair, and that's how I like to translate exercises. When I'm on the chair and I'm pushing down, I'm using my abdominals, I'm using my lats and pecs, turning all that on to reciprocally inhibit my spine, as opposed to just hanging, perhaps stressing my spine out with injury, and then trying to lift myself up with my spine. All right, so we're gonna do our best, 10 arm presses and 10 abdominal presses. Just think of the Pilates chair. If you've ever done this series in rotation and you press down arm and press down abs, it's very similar. Range of motion is different, but this just really stretches and supports. So let's go ahead and head down. Adjust yourself. So I'm going to shift my torso over, rotate it to get it on. Right hand is on, left arm is out. Well, I'm going to slightly look over my left shoulder, and let's press the ring for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, press and hold with the arm, and lift and lower with the abs for 10. You can take your hand off if you want to try that. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, stay rotated. 3, 2, 1, and you use your hand and the knee to pull you up. Now, when I got down there and I started pressing with my abs to stay rotated because of my scully side was kind of pulling out, I just rotated and I held the back of my tricep, and that's going to help prevent me from coming out of that rotation. Let's head back down this side. Get yourself adjusted. Left hand is on the ring. Lower yourself down and relax. And let's press with the arm. Let yourself kind of rest on that pad and press for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, push really hard. Keep that ring balance. 2, last one, press. The arm is straight. Now let's lift and lower with the abs, keeping the arm straight for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, stay rotated. 3, 2, 1, and pull yourself up and back. So when you're in the rotation, you have the option of doing the same arm or the opposite arm. My body naturally, and I just kind of cued into this, naturally chose more aggressive on one side than the other. I didn't even notice that. So let me show you what my body did, and I didn't figure that out. So you have the option of being here, which is less aggressive, or you have the option of being here. So on my non-scoliosis side, I can get a little bit more aggressive when I'm doing those presses. So please know you have that option. And it's funny that I didn't even think about it. My body just chose that, not to be as aggressive on my right side. So just remember when you're teaching this, if you want to start it here, go to here and offer there. It's up to you. But remember, there's a difference between a stretch and a strain. And my body, and hopefully your body, will choose what feels right for you. And if a student feels that they want to get aggressive on one side, just make sure that they don't go too far. All right? So we are done with the ring for right now. I want to just get some nice roll downs and some anterior body stretch. So I'm going to start. You'll notice with my hands back here that I've got enough space between my butt and the ab mat. I don't want to be knocking that ab mat off. So I'm going to support this movement with my arms. I also am going to frog my legs to start with. Always initiate with our hips rolling under and forward to get us down. Once we're in there, go ahead and reach out and hold. Let's just hold that for 10, 9, 8. Abs are in, glutes are engaged. Now, before we come up, I want you to tuck your chin looking forward, lengthening through the spine, hand on the box edge, push up with the arms, and stretch forward. When we're doing deep stretches like we are today, I want to make sure that you are not using your back to leverage you up or thinking that this is an ab exercise series. This is a stretch series. Even though there's some strength components in here, there's supported strength. All right, so hands back on the box edge, nice stacked spine, legs are in a frog shape. We're going to get a little deeper this time with the option for arm length to either grab the ropes and choke them up, or if you can reach, you're long enough, I have some of my students grab the risers. So let's initiate with the roll down. Once we're down, I'm supported. I can take my hands off. I'm going to reach back and grab the ropes and just kind of hold that. So I'm feeling a really great stretch. Dorsiflex your feet. Choke them up. I'm going to go a little farther. There we go. Let's do 3 more inhale, exhales. Keep your glutes and abs engaged. So inhale to the ribs. 2 more. 1 more. Release your hands. Look up and forward. Press with your arms to support you. Come up and stretch forward. Now, if you do not have this box set up, be very, very careful. To hold a stretch without this could be not beneficial for the spine, let's just say. You'll get an anterior stretch, but that amount of compressive load. So I recommend getting the head box and the ab mat. If you don't have that, I actually, before I had the ab mat and the box set up, I just had the ab mat. I put a yoga block and then a squishy ball on top of the yoga block and then the ab mat on top. I just had to spot because the squishy ball can move a little bit. And that was when I was just years ago doing privates. And when I discovered I can use the head box for this, it's a game changer. All right, so let's get a little deeper. We're going to still choke the straps. So we're going to add a little lateral flexion. So same foot position, initiate with the hips rolling under to get us down to the start position. Reach back, grab the left with the left, and then take your right. And to get it there, I want you to laterally flex and pull. Let yourself stretch. If you feel that you can get that right all the way up, choked, put your left on the frame. And I'm going to get myself pulled a little bit more over and then stretch. Drop the arm, feel that stretch to the front. Now let's grab the rope with the left, grab the other rope with the right, take the left, grab it, choke it, and then stretch to the other side. Let's do it one more. Grab with right, then grab left, and then grab left with right, and hold and stretch. One more time. Hold with right, switch to right, then hold with left, and stretch. Grab it and press with your arms to come out of that stretch. Pull with the knees and stretch forward. All right, so let's go ahead and come off the short box. So I'm going to put the wool strap back down and gear it in. And then I'm going to take myself down to one red spring, and I'm going to kneel on the bed, and I'm going to move the box or the ab mat nearest me. So I've got one red spring. I'm going to get myself down over it, and I'm going to use the head box to support me and my bicep. So make sure that you're not uncomfortable on the box edge, and then just rotate back and forth. Now the great thing is with the box, you can go a little farther back and you're not going to fall off. So I've got my arm on the head box, and I'm going to rotate down, rotate up, take the arm back, and stretch. And rotate forward again. Let's do 3 more, and then we'll do some on the other side. Now that foot has got to be stable. So keep that foot stable because it's not under the wool strap. Getting that nice stretch. One more. The ab mat is supporting the spine. And let's switch sides. If you feel that this edge is uncomfortable, just move that ab mat forward so it hangs off the edge like a finger distance. And that will also take away any discomfort that may be on that box edge. So get yourself set. Make sure you feel secure before you start, and then rotate back and rotate forward. Adjust your foot on the frame. If you need to move it back a little bit more, which I just did, so I feel more stable when I rotate to the ceiling. 2 more. If you feel that you want to grab the rope and hold it, I've done that before where it makes me feel more secure. Let's do 1 more, both sides, and we'll go to holding that strap, and I'll show you. So I'm going to hold that strap, get myself set, and I'm going to rotate down, and then holding both straps, adjust that foot according to where it's going to support and get a little deeper stretch. It also adds security. I'm going to go a little bit more forward on the ab mat. Choke it up really far and then stretch, really reaching back. 3 more. Only choke it up as far as you can before your foot ends up don't let your foot end up losing stability on that frame. 2 more. Just by holding on lets you go a little bit farther in the stretch. Last one. Good. All right, let's switch to the other side and do 5 holding on. I don't want this class to stop. This feels so good. Get yourself situated over the box. Choke the strap up with the right. Make sure the left leg is secure. We're only choking up as far as we can, and then rotate up, and then rotate back. 4 more. I really find putting my heel closer to the frame edge feels really supportive. Be careful not to roll off the box, obviously. Just be safe. And last one. And come on up. Now let's go ahead and take both the head box and the ab mat off. We're done with the ring as well. Make sure when we move it to the spring side edge, you're a couple finger distance away, and foot bar in 1. Actually, let's use the ab mat just so the foot doesn't drag. Now, if you have the reformers where the carriage goes over the frame, you won't need the ab mat. But I put the ab mat here just so when my foot hangs over, the foot isn't going to hit the frame. So I'll go ahead and show you this side since I'm here. I'm going to use 1 red spring, and we're basically doing the same movements we did before on the short box. So we're just kind of repeating it, but making it more active. So let's just side bend for 5 reps with hand on the hip. Pushing out with the knee more than with the arm. I always like to anchor that knee and push it. Make sure you're slid just enough to where you can get that knee against the shoulder rest for the anchoring. Now let's add the right arm for 5. 4, 3. Think about lengthening your skull to the opposite wall as opposed to going to the ground. Last 1. Now let's rotate, putting our right hand on the foot bar, moving our left hand out, rotate, and then stretch for 5, 4. Both hands are overhand. 3, looking over our left shoulder. 2, and 1. Now, if you have the range of motion to take the right hand, underhand on the bar, and then over a little bit more to center, go ahead and try that. Keeping your left hand on overhand and open and close for 5. Getting deeper into that rotational stretch with that underhand grip. 4, 3, 2, And last one. All right, let's do that same series. Untwist and switch the ab mat to the other side. And we'll do the same series with the right hand on the foot bar to start with. Left knee up against shoulder rest. Hand it on the hip. Press out to a straight arm. Initiate with the knee for 5. If you find that red spring is too much for a shoulder, go down to a blue. 4. Forgot to mention that before. 3. 2. And last one. And now let's add the arm for 5. 4. 3. 2. And last one. Rotate, put your left hand overhead, move your right hand, adjust your body according to center of the reformer, and open and close for 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Now this is my challenging side, so we're going to see how it feels today to do left hand underhand, and I'm not sure if I can go to center without thoracically collapsing, so I'm going to get pretty close to center. All the exercises we did earlier helped me to get here, and open and close, left hand's underhand, and 5, and 4, 3, 2, one more, and unwind. So we're going to do some rotation with the hand and strap, and then we'll go and do rotation on the other side. So go ahead and let's grab the back strap so it helps rotate us even more. And we're going to hold it in pretty close to the body. We're going to take the right hand. To get the right hand on, we want to rotate the torso. So you can see where the left hand is right now. It's at my pec. Before I put my right hand on it, I want to make sure my breastbone is centered with my left hand. So I'm starting in rotation. And I'm just going to rotate out, keeping my hands touching my body. We're going to do short lever for 5, 4, and when I say short lever, that means elbows are bent. We'll go to medium lever and then long lever. 2, and 1. Now we're going to move the hands away roughly 6 inches and maintain that as we twist for 5. I feel like I need to get on the box more. 4, keeping that distance between the hand and the chest the same. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go back to rotated to the back of the machine. Extend the arms out to a hugger tree position, longer lever arm, and rotate for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Excellent. Let's go ahead and switch and do that rotation. 5 short, medium, and long lever on the other side. So switch that ab mat around. Side sit with our right knee up against the shoulder rest. Left is over the box edge. Grab the strap behind, bring the strap up, rotate your body to where it is aligned with the shoulder, with the breastbone, and rotate, keeping the hand on the breastbone for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back, now about 6 inches away, and rotate for 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Rotate to the back of the reformer, extend arms out, and long lever for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Let's go ahead and post the strap. Take the ab mat off. We're going to keep the short box where it is at spring side. So I'm always, when I'm cueing classes, ab mat off. When I'm cueing classes, I will always say short box shoulder rest or short box spring side. So my students kind of know where I want that. So that's a really great way to easily tell the students. And you always want it a finger or two distance from the spring side so it doesn't hop off. So we're going to grab both straps. I'm going to sit fairly close to the spring side edge, cross my ankles, widen my knees. So we're going to just finish with some rotation, but we're going to do single arm. So I'm actually going to choke both of them up. So I'm in like what I call a hammer hold. And I'm going to pull right and reach left, and then back. And then pull left, reach right. So when I'm doing the reaching, here's what I will tell my students. Once your right hand comes to your rib cage, that side of the arm is done. No more movement here, because we don't want to continue to pull our shoulder back out of organization. So to get me to rotate, it's my left armpit pushing forward from the straight arm. Once my left arm pulls and the rib and hand wrist connect, right arm is going to continue to reach, pulling me into rotation. So rotate to the right, rotate to the left. Trying to get that armpit and lat to reach on that straight arm to increase flexibility of the lower back. 2 more each side. 1 more each side. Last one, each side. Now let's post the left strap. Put the left forearm on the right short loop and hold the arm up. So I'm going to take my right hand, put it on the wrist, and then I'm going to bring myself up and I'm going to rotate away, feeling like my right lat is pushing diagonally to the left at an angle. So nice and strong. So I'm squeezing that magic circle in my mind with my lats, pecs, and abs. And then I'm not going to move the arm per se. My arm is stable. I'm going to rotate my torso for 5, 4, push your right armpit at a diagonal when you twist. 3, 2, and 1. Switch, post the right strap, grab the left strap, put it on the right forearm. Arm is up, left hand holds the wrist. Activate your lats and pecs and rotate for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and post that. Let's take all your springs off. Finish with a standing stretch in the well. still using the short box, but we'll move it to spring side edge or to shoulder rest instead of spring side. It's just a nice standing stretch for your spine. So I want you to get into like a lateral lunge position. Hand is on. So we can go stretch down and back up and stretch down for 5. Really preventing collapse. So we're lengthening. 4. Using your glute to lift you up on the standing leg instead of your back. 3, 2, and last one. We're going to rotate our torso, place both our hands on, make sure you're nice and secure. Knee is bent on the front leg, a little bit of rotation. So my knee and toe are at an angle, and I'm rotating my torso. Slowly bend the elbows, lowering into that stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and up. So I like to take some of the exercises that we did without any extremities touching the ground and then kind of do a mild version of those so we get some grounding from our extremities. So let's go into a lateral lunge with the right leg. Right knee is soft. Right hand goes on the box. Bending the elbow as we stretch and up with the left glute. Brings us up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keep your lower extremities from moving too much. Rotate torso, both hands on. Get yourself nice and stable in the lower extremities, and then slowly bend, stretching your back for 5, 4. Think about length through your waist as opposed to trying to get closer to the ground. 3. I'm feeling my skull reach forward as I stretch my spine in rotation. 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and just take both our feet back, starting into a plank position. Drop your heels and stretch back. And up for 5, 3 more. 2. I think it's always really important when we do some nice deep stretches for our spine that we always do some exercises with our feet grounded. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves into a prancing position, and let's prance for 5 each leg. 4, pivoting our body forward and backwards of a wrist. 3, 2 more, stabilizing in the pelvis. 1 more. Walk ourselves back into a stretch, keeping our left hand center box. Take your right hand off and rotate and back up for 5. Right hand is on the opposite frame. Left hand is center box. Knees are soft, butt is back, and let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch, right hand on, left hand on frame. Sit back in the hips. Keep your right armpit down and shoulder out of the ear, and lower yourself down for 5. lift yourself up with your body as opposed to really trying to push with that arm. So even though the left arm is straightening, it's straightening because I'm lifting up, I'm not pushing. 3 more. 2. And 1 more. Slowly take yourself to a sitting position. And we're just going to finish with a little hip stretch and a spine stretch. So just put your hands on the frame, put your right outer ankle on top of your left thigh, and just kind of hold that stretch. It's going to kind of open us posterior in the back and the hip and everything that we just used. And then walk yourself up, switch legs, lean yourself forward by flexing at the spine and hip, and just hold for 10 seconds. And then walk yourself back. So that concludes today's class using the short box for all the exercises. I'll do some more with that short box. I actually have talked in past videos that using a prop during the entire class really challenges your creativity on how you're going to flow from one exercise to another. Be sure to get my No Springs workbook because it's got a lot of basic foundational short box exercises without the springs, so you can kind of see how you can go from using the bed without the springs, using it with the short box and the wool strap for side bend and rotational stretches, and full back bend stretches. But make sure you buy the ab mat and back head box for the back, the spine support. So be sure to leave comments under the video if you have questions or if you liked something. You know, positive feedback is great, but also comments and questions are super important for me to be able to systematically set up the next series of videos based on what you guys are liking and what you're looking for. And always remember, you can email me questions too. All right, thanks so much for joining me.